Hello. Well, welcome everybody. This is part three of our publishing opportunity and our sharing. We have both of our fantastic ladies today that both did everything they could to get here. Our Ava Krempa and our Latera Dragoo. Hello, hello. Wonderful, fabulous artists, professional people. This is our panel today. And what we want to do today is we want to try to settle. We're gonna try and play the great Kreskin and imagine the questions and the things that you might have had in your mind for you to understand what you need to get in your head or to feel comfortable about with joining a collaboration book and how to do that. First, Latera, do you want to smooth us into Action Takers Publishing and reacquaint us with that company? And then Ava and I will come in and share our two books, and you can share some other opportunities. And we'll close with what it means in trying to get some more thought, presence of thought for them.
Okay. Well, first off, I wanted to just a touch on Action Takers Publishing, as you said. Uh,
Mhm.
it's founded by Linda Sunshine West, and she has carved out a niche for herself in the publishing world, being able to reach number one international bestseller with every publication that she has done. And I I believe 100% that she will be able to continue doing that as well in the future. For anybody
She
who's
really knows her business,
skeptical.
right, Latera?
Yes, yes. And I believe that's pretty much number one, what stands out to me as her unique selling proposition. Because a lot of publishing companies, traditional or otherwise, don't guarantee bestseller status. And the only exception to this that I've seen is paying upwards of $50,000
Yeah.
to get
Yes,
on the New York
exactly.
bestseller and whatnot. So
Yes, yes. But know that
that's a different level.
we yeah, we do cooperate with that and we are involved. Like the synergy and the energy is there. So she doesn't quite do it alone either. Some of the people in the book has more influence than others and is more popular than others. So also don't feel like well, you don't know anybody, so you couldn't help or anything. The synergy and the energy is there. Linda knows how to kick it into gear, is what Latera is saying, right?
Yes, that's her specialty. Hence the name Action Takers, because once you get into that world, you are an action taker. You're an action taker author for life.
Yeah, she turns us into
We
action
don't drop
takers.
you. We keep supporting you throughout your career and your success.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, what else?
Well, you touched on a really good point there, and I just thought about it. Why is it that being in a collaboration book can get you a lot more visibility and exposure than doing a solo book? And this is something that we didn't even mention in our last class when we were going over all of these exciting strategies, right? But one thing that came to mind is that everybody in the book is going to be promoting it to their audience so that um you're not promoting to your own audience. That's what you can
Yes,
do with your own book is you promote to your own audience. So there's going to be recycling there. There's going to be repeats. Eventually, your leads are going to dry up because they've either decided to work with you or not. But
yeah,
this is expanding your audience to every single one of those authors. So now, it's kind of like, being in a summit or being in a giveaway or something. You're engaging with other people's audiences, and that's another
yes,
point to driving success and driving business and growing your business.
yes.
That
And
is,
and Linda, sorry, Latera.
sorry, go ahead.
Linda has a huge network that she sends out notices to as well. And Latera, can I just say two more things about that?
Yes, please.
What, I just posted on my website and or on my Facebook page, and I think I could do so much, with my influence. And I was walking up the street one day, and a lady stopped me and said, "Hey, where's your book? What's the name of that book?" And I told her, "Well, which one?" And she said, "Well," and then she described it, and I said, "Oh, that's my quantum book." And she said, "Well, we want to use it in a book study." So, things come up that you don't even expect. And about 3 days ago, one of my cousins, it was her birthday. So I sent her a happy birthday, and, we small talked. And she said, "Oh, and by the way, I bought your book." So you don't know where it's going. You don't know who it's reaching as well.
Yeah.
Sorry, I took the thunder out of
Oh
your.
no, no, I was just thinking the other thing that you're talking about that Linda is basically promoting you to her entire audience. And this is extraordinary. You're not just during a book launch, you promote the book and it's like a 1 day party or a week long party or even you can even expand it to a month long party. But then that's, once that's done, it's just like, okay, the book is out. But what Linda is on a mission to do is to promote her authors on an ongoing basis. So that's why you'll have meet the authors meetings on a monthly basis, and we have masterminds, and we have, we're just it's an ongoing community. So you're constantly feeling supported. You're constantly all growing together because just being in that space, it kind of changes your motivation and your drive and your inspiration because you're all inspiring and driving each other. So uh, that's an added
Yes,
bonus.
it really changes the dynamic to things. And Linda is constantly going to events where she's meeting a lot of people, and she's acquiring new sources of information, and you become the beneficiary of her hard work. We and also Latera was just talking about community and network. I would have never met Latera or Ava, and we work together all the time now. And we make life easier for each other. We all belly up with our gifts, and we all do what we do best, and we share them openly and easily without conflict or anything. And even if you're not into writing, there's all sorts of businesses. Like Ava's book that she's going to talk to you about is about traveling. So if you're in the traveling industry, then you have new network connections and new networks happening. Like you've just opened a new parameter, a new possibility, a new part of your own business, of yourself, to other people. And you can't imagine the opportunities that you get. You think you can, and your gut tells you, "Oh, this is going to be great. I'm going to be able to," and you are going to be able to. But I'll bet you another book that it's not the way you think, the way you grow, and who you develop with, who you grow relationship with. So, what else should we mention before we introduce some of the books, Latera?
um, I feel like we've kind of gone over everything. That I love that you added that we're kind of given this opportunity to network with each other as well. So
Yeah,
it's there's just so many levels of support. It's it's
yeah,
it's
yeah,
awesome.
yeah. I'm also still accepting friend requests from people who have written or worked with me in a book.
Nice.
because I've written 5 books with this company, or I've been part of 5 books with this company. So there's still various people reaching out to me. And I just got a friend request last week from Bold Risks and Big Rewards
Mm.
from somebody in that book. So it's a healthy manner of doing business, and Ava and I try to teach this to the best of our possibility, and I think you do too, Latera, when you talk about mindset. And the goal is to go to create an ease and a flow, and to work more efficiently and not harder.
Mhm.
And this is a wonderful tool to do this with. Now, so Ava, you're sitting off there very quietly, woman.
Hello, Ava.
Hello,
Talk
hello. Can you
talk to
guys
us
hear
about
me?
some. Yes, we can.
Okay, thank you. I wasn't sure. I'm actually not in the office at the moment. I'm mobile, so that's why I'm, you know, extended headsets. So it's so nice to be back here. Sorry I missed Wednesday, but it's so nice to be here with you ladies today. And you guys are absolutely right. You know, prior to joining Action Takers Publishing and personal development, I couldn't have even dreamed about meeting so many people all over the world. I mean, I have because I've traveled a lot, but when it comes to marketing, getting to know people, reaching out, you just never know who you're gonna meet. And yeah, you meet people, but then you might meet somebody in one book that you're like, hey, you'd be a perfect fit for something else. Or, hey, I know that person that's going through that. Let me connect them with you. So it's, marketing, it's connections, it's helping others. I just connected another lady just recently with another group, and she's so happy because she's like, oh, it's exactly what I was looking for. So you just never know who you're gonna connect with next, because either they'll need you, you need them, or you're just a connector, right? So I think it's really important. And I love being part of Action Takers Publishing because they do take action.
Which
Yeah,
turns you into an action taker.
that's right. Well, it pushes you to do even more, instead of sitting there wondering what it might be like, you actually get off your butt and go do something about it. So I love that part.
Okay, so Ava, while you're talking, can you introduce your book that you're working on?
It's actually 2 books. So the first one is about traveling. So it's not so much the traveling, but there's one, it's called Dynamic Mindset, Rise and Thrive with Intention, which you don't have to have the travel mega story. But the other one, because I love traveling so much, I'm giving the people the opportunity to be like, okay, share your travel story. How did it change you? How did it transform you? If you're a coach who loves to travel, share us your experiences. And then, of course, tell us about your business and how has that shaped you to the person you are. So one's a twist on travel, one's more on business. So it's their own unique in their own ways. And the covers are really beautiful. And I think if I heard you guys correctly, you're gonna share the Action Takers Publishing website, so you'll be able to see the covers as well. They're all beautiful. They're all eye popping, and so I love them. But yeah, my intention is to spread um the love of travel, and you can learn so much by traveling. It's not just like, hey, I've been to a nice trip. I mean, it shapes you. It helps you to respect other cultures, get to taste amazing foods. But hey, maybe you had that wild adventure you want to share too. Maybe you went on a safari and you got chased by a lion and how you survived. I don't know. All the stories are open. So I would love to hear those stories, and then basically what it has done for you in your life and how you can help others with your story. That's basically the theme in both. The other one's more towards business, to grow your business. What do you do? How do you help people? So together we want to collaborate on that and share more more amazing stories around the world. That's in a nutshell. I don't want to take too much time.
All right. And I have a book that I'm looking for stories for, and one of my authors just happens to be on this call. Here's a very interesting story. But my book is going to be called, or Latera, can you put Ava and my covers up while I'm chatting? Is that possible?
Give me 1 minute, please, and I will. Thank you.
Okay, I'll chat and
Thank
you
you.
do. Thanks, girl. Okay, so my book is called Holistic Intelligence, and that's Chronicles of Unwavering Persistence in the Face of Refusing a Diagnosis. And our that's about ourselves, but that's about us taking a place in our health where we've been diagnosed with something, or we're becoming uh, we're having to face possible illness, or the fact that our life has possibly in the midst of changing. Like my sister, she was told, well, you're quadriplegic by definition, and you probably won't ever be able to walk or do anything. And she said, yeah, forget it. I'm going to. And she walks now. There's the cover of my book. We'll just do the cover. And I'm not going to tell Tyler's story because you have to read his story. And I have a story in there because when I was sick, the system is very good. Like, holy crow, they've got a lot of stuff to help you diagnose and understand what you're doing. And you have been doing your best to take care of yourself in an average, normal way: diet, sleep, exercising, all that kind of stuff. But we have to take it a little more in hand, and we have to go a little more holistic, and we have to join in a little more to say, no, we're not going to take this diagnosis. So we learn about a holistic measure, and we've done something to help ourselves not go down the road the doctor said is a diagnosis for us. So I'm looking for those stories. Ava was talking about her book and her stories, and I traveled to Japan, and I think she's looking for stories like this. Hey, there it is there. Um, and that was a very different culture. And one thing I didn't realize that would like be a pretty a little funny paragraph in the story was I didn't realize that they like to kind of be like you when they really respect you and when they're in your group and they want to show respect to you. So I had my hair done, I had my nails done, I had this look. And then the next day or the next time I got together with this group that was very kind and respectful of me, they all dressed and had their nails done the same color as I did the first time when I met them. And I was totally different this time. So I felt like I had to apologize because I didn't realize the culture, and we were all going to be the same, and we're all going to feel good, and we're all going to do this. I didn't realize that. So Ava's also looking for cool stories like that in her book as well. And I experienced the bullet train, and I experienced the Alps. So like those things would be a really cool story because people sometimes we have to be armchair travelers at some points because we're not going to cross the whole world, but we still want to experience, or we still want to know what it means to experience going to Japan, going to Thailand, going to Canada, like whatever it is, like there's experiences and wisdom and things that sometimes change your perspective that would be good to share. Right, Ava?
Exactly. You know, For me, like adjusting to new cultures. Like for me personally, when I came to Canada, was like I didn't know any English, so for me it was very hard when I moved to Canada. So even stories like that, I actually know one lady who's writing for the book who she came from Romania and went to the US, and she had a hard time adjusting too. So it's like it's not just about traveling, but the movement from one place to another. How, you know, for me it was very hard. So I'll write about the experiences, what I had to overcome, how long it took me, and then the new perspective I have on, you know, it's teaching you a lot of different things. So you can go many different avenues here, but the whole purpose behind it is to help others, you know, with the change, transformations, things like that. Like I have stories about travel too. I have ziplined in Mexico. I've been to Machu Picchu. I've skydived in Hawaii. I mean, each one of those, yeah, there are things we do, but they also teach you so much more behind that. So it's just making a colorful picture of your life too. So
Yeah, yeah. Well, I think they actually have a commercial on that now where people are saying that, you know, they're reading more to stay educated. And this is a small way to feel tuned in when you know darn well you're not going to cover all those all that traveling, but people talk and then you feel more involved because you could say or you could be aware of what they're talking about and so on. So it's a healthy mix. It's a good topic to have. And it's a nice book to sit outside and read. You know, on a Sunday afternoon, what do I want to do? I don't want to get too heady. I'm tired, my brain hurts. Oh, I'm going to do this. And you know, footprints around the world is a wonderful thing. It's like just takes you off. Now, Latera, you are you doing a project or are you representing projects right now?
I am doing a project. Yes, thank you for asking. First of all, let me show this one as well. This one's the dynamic mindset. And
Oh,
open.
cool, you got a cover.
Yay! It's beautiful.
yes, I
Yeah,
really love the colors too. And it's, you know, it's being dynamic in life, and like I am apparently.
yes.
So many different things. But let's hear Latera's project. We're excited for you.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much for that warm introduction. So this is the one that I'm spearheading. It's called the Time Hacker's Blueprint. Learn from the pros and achieve your goals. So this is not exclusive to, you know, time management coaches or whatever. Think about how your what you do for your clients is you help them collapse time, and people to collapse time. That's they pay out the big bucks because they want to save years of frustration and aggravation to do what you've learned to do. So that's a part of what is incorporated into this. So a lot of different niches and a lot of different industries can fall into this category as well. So it's kind of like Ava giving that disclaimer. It's not just for world travelers. It's if you have that story, and so if
Yeah.
you've come up with a unique way to collapse time for your clients, then you can contribute to this.
Well, you
Yep.
know, that's interesting that you say that because I was listening to Mary Mosery and she was talking about ambition and she was teaching about some other things and she said she used the word plastic and she said time is plastic, meaning time is collapsible.
Mhm.
As you learn this, that she's gaining the stories with, you start finding that time is collapsible or time, like I always say, I'm always glad for a rainy day because I always feel like time's on my side then. Because on a sunny day the energy is totally different, the dynamic is totally different, and I recognize that time varies, not just on a clock but with your inner clock, with your outside clock, with the dynamics of what you do in business and how you do it. And to be able to get those stories, that's money in the bank.
Yes.
you know, and you might have one story that you can share with somebody and you put that out and you get all these other stories together and then you're with like-minded people again, and the more you give, the more you get, because really the first law, one of the first laws of living is that you give. I know a lot of people try to be a good little go-getter, but you have to be a good little go-giver before you are able to get. And these people have learned about time and learn about that efficiency and again cause that ease and flow for you. And she's collecting all these stories to make life easy for you. It's just fantastic.
Thank you, Nikki. Thank you. That was a great, I couldn't have said it better myself. All right. So here we have it. We have the dynamic mindset, footprints around the world, holistic intelligence. That's a great little triptych there. And
Yeah,
there we go. So, and then the time hacker's blueprint. So there we are. And here's the cool part about all of these books. This is opening the perfect opportunity for you to showcase what your superpower is. And that's really this is kind of like a think of a collab book as a smorgasbord of all of these superpowers, the stories around them on display, so that you can kind of go through and in a short amount of time, all of this information is distilled down into one publication.
that's fantastic. You know, I used to grow up and I used to read like Reader's Digest, and I loved those books. They didn't have similar stories, but how smart is it to put the same flavor or the same type of subject matter in one book? Like, I really want to buy that book when it's done. Like, that has been one thing that, although it's not prevalent on my mind in the forefront, it's prevalent on my mind in a quiet place. It's been there for like 30, 40 years. You know, how smart would it be to be able to manage your time more efficiently?
Can I add something?
Absolutely.
So, since I wasn't on Wednesday, so I'm not sure exactly what was covered, but I am super excited also to announce my next book signing at Indigo in Edmonton. So, like they say, books open opportunities. So once again, I'll be doing a book signing. So, it's not just about the writing and sharing. You get to be the author that signs those books, that talks to people, connects once again in another environment, not just online, but in person with so many other people. Like I've had, I think, 2 or 3 book signings just last year, and every time I met so many wonderful people who are eager to get to know you. Sometimes they're shy. You can see them and they're like walking around. They'll make 2 loops and then they finally get the courage to come talk to you. And it's like, oh, yay. So it's excitement all around, not just online, but in person, and so many other things. And even this year, I plan to do many more in-person events. So it's just
Mhm.
another thing you can do when you become an author. So
Yeah.
I
If
think it's
there's anybody in her area, Ava, can you post it on my page and the Terrace page so they can see it? Because we're going to go off in a few minutes and I don't
for
want
sure,
them to miss your opportunity. So
for sure,
we're just going to conclude now. And
I
the
do
thing
want
that,
to say one more thing, Nikki. I know we're kind of going over time, but
no
if we
problem.
can go over, I feel like it's essential to explain what is included as well. So if
Okay,
you don't
you
mind.
take over.
Okay. Okay, so these are just bonuses that you get for being in an action taker's book. So you're going to be getting 2 times a month. We're doing meet the authors get-togethers on Zoom, just like this, where everybody gets to introduce themselves, who they are, what they do, who do they serve, that whole thing. So that's extra exposure, and that's 2 times a month. You get a book marketing coaching session with Linda Sunshine West. That's a $500 value. You get uh, a course, write, publish, and monetize your book the fast, fun, and easy way. There's multiple interview opportunities with various podcasters and shows, and Ava is one of them. And
Mhm.
I've been on one of her podcasts, and it's awesome. So
Me
actually, I've
too.
been on a couple of them, but
Thank you, ladies.
so there's opportunities like that amongst the community. There's a lot of podcast hosts and different types of shows like that. And then you can get a brainstorming session with Sally Green. She is the VP of Author Development, so that if you have trouble writing your chapter, she can help you kind of hone it down to one topic. Or if are you thinking, should I go this way or this way with my story? She can help you with all of that. So if you're stuck in the writer's block part of it, we're there for that too. So the next one is how to become an amazing Amazon bestseller. So this is the top secrets revealed. So not only are we doing all of these things to help get you to bestseller, but we're also showing you kind of behind the scenes how we're doing it. The next one is we are providing all of the marketing materials and the content and the social media posts and the sales copy, so you don't have to think about what am I going to write about this. We just provide that all for you so you can share and promote the book easily. And we also have a book launch day campaign to boost bestseller status within the first 24 hours of going live. And we most of the time, I think almost every time, if not every time, we've had a book launch party. So we all jump on Zoom and we live stream on social media, and it's a blast. So it feels like this whole thing feels like a party. It
Yes,
doesn't feel like you're writing a book. And then at the end we have a publication. So
it's a
it's awesome.
celebration.
It's a celebration, yes, for sure. So I just wanted to walk everybody through that quickly so that you know what is included, and it's not just, you submit your chapter into the ether and you never hear back, because I've heard horror stories about that.
Yes, I've heard that too. Yes.
There's support working on the chapter, going into the book, and then there's also support afterwards. So
Yes. So, Latera, is there anything else in the guidance and support from the experts in action takers that you think we might have missed?
um
Yeah, I think you pretty well covered it.
thing. I think that you can also get interviewed with Linda for her podcast as well. I forgot about that.
Right, right. And also, another thing that Latera was sharing with us is the access to an established publishing infrastructure
Mhm. Yep, yep. And
that makes the difference, right?
yes, yes. And I forgot that, yeah, we have a Facebook group for all of the authors. Not they're not separated by book. It's like everybody that's been in one of her books, they're all in one community of action takers. So I love it. I love being able to network and expand.
Yes, yes. Is there anything else, Ava, that you think we might have missed here?
I think you pretty much covered everything aside from Wednesday that wasn't there. There was something and then my mind just like blew it off.
Oh, that's probably because Latera said it for you.
Yes, yeah, you guys pretty much covered everything. I mean, from podcasting to if I don't know somebody, then connections. I know some TV shows, ladies that also have podcasts. So if you looking for podcasts, we have connections for that too.
Yeah,
Monthly meetings, get-togethers, launch parties. What else do we have? I mean, we're all there to support one
yeah.
another. Um, yeah, community is growing. So, and you never know who you're gonna meet. So, I mean, in a nutshell, I think we covered everything.
Okay, so I'm just going to spring this on the two ladies now. I imagine they're ready anyway. But I'm going to offer anybody who's interested in speaking with me, giving them a half an hour consultation. Ava, what would you like to do? Would you like to do the same, or would you like to do something different for those of you, for those who are interested in you?
I also offer the half an hour free consultation, and I always have a free lectures every month on self-love. So
Yes. And Latera.
Oh, and Ava, don't you also offer interviews on your podcast?
yes, of
Wait.
course.
Yes, don't forget that part.
Thank you. Yes,
Uh,
of course, I do podcasts too. Even if you're not interested in like taking at this time part in a book, but you're thinking about it, you can still do a podcast about thing you're really passionate about. But of course, we go through the proper interview, pre-interview before podcast.
Wonderful.
We will, Latera, before you say yours and we finish off, one of our lovely gifted ladies, not me, Latera or Ava, this is not where my forte is. We will put another post together to give you the opportunity to go to our links. And Ava, she has a channel, she has podcasts, she's offering a free consultation. So in that, we'll give you our information to get in touch with us. I'll give you I'll give you my little bit of information to get in touch with me. And Latera, what do you offer?
I also offer a half-hour consultation to work out how you are going to set up your chapter to be a bridge between you and your ideal client. And this includes a strategy behind your call to action or your offer or your freebie, your lead magnet, your giveaway, whatever you're offering at the end of your chapter to make sure that people are going from reader to client.
And she'll also help you if you're sitting on the fence and a little shy. She will help you mold your thinking a little bit to be comfortable to make that decision and say yes. So I want to thank you for attending this. We took you a little over time, but it was so necessary.
Just jam-packed full of information. We can't help it.
Yes, exactly. It's a lot of information to cover. We do care about you. We do care about your best interests. We are all three of us disciplined in giving. So it's our duty, if you will, to help you as we try to help ourselves as well. So please do not feel any kind of hindrance or any kind of reason why you should not get in touch with us. We care about you and we're looking forward to hopefully hearing from you and possibly even developing a wonderful relationship with you. So pick your personality, pick your organic growth and who you went to, the gravitated to the most, and please send us a note. Thank you for coming. We'll be talking to you soon.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.